Hi, I'm Exesis, and this is Victoria 3, where we're continuing to play as the North German Federation, with our goal of unifying Germany, of course. Alright, so what we're gonna do today then? Well, we've got a little bit left here on the pan-nationalism, which should allow us to integrate a few more of these states. Let's unpause here, so we're actually going, and we are building up quite a lot of different new buildings. We got loads of them queued up there, and we're going to be building even more of them. But we are floating a little bit in cash, so maybe we can spend that cash on something good, like decreasing the taxes just a little bit. Decreasing the taxes should help with lowering the amount of radicals. These mostly come from political movement, but also from standard of living is about a third of them, and we can actually do something about that third. But 33,000, we don't really have that much money for it, at least not until we've stopped constructing. Could increase our military wages a little bit. That's gonna be 11,000. Yeah, we might need to have that float in a little bit. We don't really need to be building our gold reserves at the moment. We are almost maxed out there. And constructing buildings, we got the investment pool here, and the rest is coming from our coffers, so we actually have plenty of income at the moment. I think maybe we do decrease taxes just for a little bit. Might help now that we've got the two of these movements. Actually, the total separation wouldn't be entirely bad either. We'll see what happens here. I don't know who we have that actually support this 14 from intelligentsia. Okay, there's a peace treaty going. And we are building. Maybe we can continue on Fang here. No, we need to. If we just hover over here, we should be able to see. It's at 88. Maybe we need to. Yeah, take it a little bit cool there for a little bit more. How are we doing for sugar? We are having a massive deficit of it, so maybe we do want to expand our sugar here. We have an input shortage of clippers. Are we addressing it? I think we added a shipyard. No, we're not. So maybe we need to go back up and address our shipping problem then. Maybe we should be building another shipyard. We are currently... Yeah, we can optimize this a bit. We can go up to wooden ships that'll make more clippers and bring the price down. They'll require a bit of engines, but they're overpriced at the moment. Yeah, that's fine. And maybe we should be going up to extensive shipbuilding here as well. That'll reduce the amount of clippers. So we need to have another shipyard still, and I think we will build this one over here. For the simple reason that we can then say this is a civilian shipyard, and they are using reinforced ships, so they will only be building clippers here once this one is done. And maybe we should... we are currently producing 15 man of wars. We have 17 buy orders. How many naval bases do we have? We have 8 naval bases. That should be 16 man of wars. They use 2 each. Yeah. So we probably do want to increase production of these. So going up to extensive would be good. That would add another 10. We would be producing 25 man of wars. Which means we want to have 12 level 12 naval base. And we've got 7 here, and I think we got one in Elbe here, in Hamburg. So we could build, we got 7 there. 8, so we need another 4. We could build these 4 here in ships take a long time for them to train up, so we might as well do this early so that we actually get the ships out. Okay, so we are building the shipyard here now. Well, that looks good. We'll have a look at our glassworks and tooling workshops. That's the last of our kind of switch over to the new construction techniques here. So if we switch this one up to extensive military shipbuilding, we increase the price of clippers astronomically for a bit. We're missing 50 of them, but once this one comes online, this one should be producing 70 of them, which should bring the price down quite a lot. Okay, so labor movement has been unlocked. This will help the trade unions grow, which might be a good thing for us. You can see down here that they've only got pluses now. And before you unlock labor movements, they've got a -2 growth here. Is there anything else here? We get restricted children's labor, regulatory bodies, which would be a good thing. Let's see if we can... What does this do for our institutions? Do we unlock one? No, we actually need to do something more to unlock here. And that is the maximum level. We still need to actually have something, which is one of the labor rights, I think. Do we want anything here? No, we don't need to look at anything else here. We do get an additional expected minimum standard of living. So you need to enact one of these two before you get the workplace safety, which reduces the amount of mortality in workplaces. Let's see that we would be better off with proportional taxation. You can see the revenue here would be increased. I don't think we've got very much support for it yet, do we? No. Yeah, so there's not a chance we can pass that. We are trying to pass the secret police at the moment too, so that'll give us another institution for reducing turmoil and radicals. We could actually do this as well. I would like to get this up. But yeah, we're gonna look at that assimilation too. Because we had some decrees going here. It's in here. And these decrees, of course, increase the assimilation and conversion. Conversion is good for us here. If we look at the population, we are converting a lot of populations into the Protestant faith of our government from Catholic. I think it's the same thing here. Yeah, they're almost all converted, and there are a majority here. However, I was thinking they'd convert the Polish here into North Germans, but if we look at populations here, and if we find we can find some Polish workers here. There we go. We go into the... now we're on North German culture again. Okay. Yeah, we need to deal with that. Okay, so we've got the Ripper, gruesome murders going in Saxony. The Sentinel newspaper reports a series of horrific murders in Saxony. According to the article, the police are powerless to stop the murders, who they dub the Dresden Ripper. We can we must bring this killer to justice. So we get in Saxony higher radical count from standard of living decreases. And we get a journal entry. So we'll check that out. So we got a Ripper here in Saxony somewhere. Let's get rid of that one in Dresden. We'll return to that in a bit then. Let's check out this journal entry. What do we have going here? I've got quite a few of these, but we have the Ripper here. So we need to catch the murderer, which means we need to invest in our police force since they're the ones that's gonna find them. So we probably want to bump that up one level. And we do have the bureaucracy for it too, I think. Now we're gaining some negative authority while we're at it. Oh, we got 2 of them that are reducing or increasing the amount of radicals here in Saxony. I wonder if we can see that somewhere here too. Oh yeah, they've got that one as well. And then this one here. So what can we do to make sure that they have a high standard of living here then? We just want to make sure no one gets fired, because getting fired is of course the biggest cause of loss of income. Looks like everything's profitable here, so we should be fine. That was a lot better. I hadn't seen that button before, but I think I prefer this one just by looking at it quickly. Okay, we need to be building something again. So there's not a lot we can do about that more than increase our institutions. That's the law enforcement, they want to be increased, which does kind of play into us. It'll cost us 200 bureaucracy, and we have that. Let's check what we want to be building now then. We check the market prices. We can't really make luxury clothes yet. Clippers, as soon as this... No, the shipyard isn't done yet. But once this shipyard is done, the clippers should be fine. We're not using that many of them. It's warning us for bureaucratic shortfall. Okay, well, we can maybe do something about that as well. We can't do that here. Let's check our government. Yeah, they're all using the proper ones. Services would be dirt cheap. I think they're already quite cheap. Yeah, that's fine. If we just check our population here, we'll see what it is they need. So we need luxury furniture, porcelain, wine. Well, the top ones there. Wine, clothes, luxury furniture. So I think furniture is one we can do something for. Grain, of course, is extremely expensive. We can probably do something there as well. Let's see if we can get the price of the liquor down a bit. And clothes and groceries there again. Okay, so to me it sounds like we need to do some investment here in the food industries. Food industries produce liquor and they produce groceries. They do require grain, so we're going to need to get some grain going as well. We don't have the sugar to increase production this way, which would be really good. Could of course go down and build more sugar farms. Might not be a bad idea. We had a shortfall of sugar. And these will earn us money, so I think we need about 10 levels. Yeah. But let's just control click there and we'll get 10 levels of sugar farms. How we're doing for dyes. Dye is also really expensive. That's a lot of levels here too. Okay, let's tack on another 6 at least. That should get us up to maximum economy of scale, I think. No, maybe we should be able to do 30 now, right? I have to wait for it to lock. Yeah, 30 is our maximum. And we also had a shortfall of wine and wheat, or wine and grains. This is something we can fix down here on the wheat farms. And this is also something that's wouldn't hurt to expand. Okay, so yeah, this is going to be good. We're short a lot of grain and quite a lot of wine. How much wine do we produce per level? 10. So ideally we'd like 34 levels here. We're not going to do that. How many do we want? Let's get 17 levels. I should be producing a lot more wine at least. And a lot more grain. So it should be perfectly fine. It's the best wheat farm in the world. I'd like to see that. So we'll expand our base industries a little bit. But if we look here at the... I was trying to get the Polish... I think if we are paused it might be easier. Yeah, now we're in on the Polish. And we can see here that the Polish consider these their homelands. And because of course they are in their homelands, they won't assimilate to any other culture. Which means we have the Poles here. They're gonna stay as Polish. Which means that the main reason for me enacting the this one, promote national values, is not really valid in these. Well, in Posen it was, because we can still convert a lot of them religiously, which of course will decrease discrimination against them as well. It would be better for us to have Protestant Poles than Catholic ones. But in East Prussia and Silesia, well, Silesia we could keep it in. We're going to turn it off over here. Now we've got, yeah, Lithuanians probably consider this their homeland. Yeah, since it is Lithuania. We will turn national values off there. It's not helping us. What we could do instead is, I don't want to do anything of those. Yeah, we want to probably encourage agricultural, not resources. Mines throughput, I think this is a good one to keep here. We do have our coal mines here. It wouldn't hurt to get some extra throughput from here. Coal is it's not that expensive, but we got some iron mines and some lead mines taking advantage of this here too. How are the livestock ranches doing? Okay, so meat is cheap, fabric is actually not cheap. Fertilizer is dirt cheap, of course. Police brutality. So the use of extreme force is becoming increasingly common among police officers in Hesse. The working class and socially conscious are rallying against the police as an institution. And okay, so they gain condemnment of the police and the investment level goes down by 1. We don't really want this because that'll decrease the Ripper. I think we'll just have to take the radicals and the armed forces and petit bourgeois against approval. We want to keep the armed forces approval up, of course. Petit bourgeois already happy. But it doesn't make anyone unhappy, at least. More than the 5% of the lower strata in Hesse. Maybe we can do something for the lower strata here then. If we go to overview, we can probably see them here. Laborers are the biggest one. I think they're doing fine. That's the same thing. It's grain, clothes and liquor that's too expensive. We'll unpause there again, of course. Now I think we will increase the... Are we selling a lot of liquor? No, we're just consuming a lot. Well, if we increase this a bit, we can't get any more technologies for this anyway. Fish. Yeah, we need to do something about the fish as well. We've maxed out our fishing wharves there, and let's do the same thing here then. Okay. That'll bring in quite a bit more fish actually. It's 50 a piece. That's 350. And what were we missing for the food industries? Probably more than that. It'll bring the price down at least. Should bring it in quite a lot. And sugar we're also working on, of course. We are almost done with building the sugar plantations. Okay. If we pop down here. So they're currently employing, and they'll be ramping up production here shortly. And probably pop consumption isn't that bad. We might need even more sugar, of course. Okay, so they're done constructing at least. We'll see the price goes down quite a lot here. It should still be increasing a little bit more. There's a lot of different ones here. Now they're fully employed and they're producing almost 400 sugar. And we can still have another, at least 3 there. And we've got some fishing wharfs going here too. And the trade, why do we have trade centers here? Okay, it's a French trade route here. No, probably because we've got a port here, of course. And the urban centers got problems because it's not employed. Because it's producing services that aren't being sold. Okay, well, we're going down to market stalls. We don't need to be at that big market down here, I think. And do we have any? Yeah, let's keep it simple. We don't even have an urban center here. Or a... Okay, so pan-nationalism has been unlocked. This is really good. That allows us to start integrating the rest here. So let's select a new active research then. I'm thinking, well, we are in the production here. Vacuum canning would be nice for our food industries. And we are getting this through spread, but I'm thinking dynamite should probably be our next. And getting down to the pump jacks for automatic irrigation for our sugar and dye plantations. It's a huge boost of productivity for them. I would also like to start getting these done. As for society, I think we're quite done now. We want to get down here to malaria prevention, but we don't need to do this just yet. We don't need any faster because we're not burning off the hate there from the places we are colonizing fast enough. That could be good. More money is always nice. But no, I think dynamite is probably the best one. And these are all open up for us in 24 months. No, we should still be fine. Okay, so we got a bunch of events going here. So we've got the mining accident in Anhalt. There's a mine in Anhalt that's collapsed, trapping miners within the dark shafts below. And the scale of the accident has made tragedy a story across Anhalt and the nation. And this is a small price to pay for the march of industry. We'll keep the industrialists happy. Or we can empower the trade unions a little bit. They are marginalized at the moment. I think they are. No, that's the church that's marginalized. The trade unions are actually up. Yeah, they made a big bump up here since we started playing today. Or these mines are blight upon man and the countryside alike. That gains happiness for the rural folk. I think maybe we actually go with the trade unions here. How are the industrialists feeling about us? And what would we gain? Yes, extra capitalist investment pool, of course, is very nice. But we won't reach that anyway. We don't think we want to make them stronger. They are the strongest party we already have. Trade unions could be good to get a little bit higher. So this is outrageous abuse of the common man. It cannot continue. And now we have grassroots supports for law. The political wills and desires of the lower classes will always remain an opaque matter. For whatever reason, support for secret police has spread like wildfire across the North German Federation, spurred on by charismatic speakers and lively debates in small-time social clubs. And that's because we went around one enactment circle here. So public enthusiasm expedite reform. A 20% increasement in enactment success chance. This is really good. Or we can use this to get loads of loyalists in the North Rhine. Which wouldn't be a bad thing either, of course. But I think the North Rhine is fairly well off. Oh, they're impoverished here too. They're actually doing worse than most. They're doing average, I think, compared to our country. Can probably do a little bit more for them, of course. And maybe some more coal mines. We will expedite the reform. We want to get this done as soon as possible. This will help us with a bunch of different things. But mostly the political movement radicalism can suppress them. The Ripper collapsed in irons. The killer known as the dreaded Dresden Ripper, who has long plagued the state of Saxony, has finally been arrested. And we got him. So we get our authority back. Actually, I think that's a 10% authority increase, which is nice. Now let's see if we can use this. Actually, the enactment time is pretty nice. Influence we might want to use though. I think we want to start to see if we can make some friends. Now we want to be in here on political actions. And we got a bunch of different nations that like us. Denmark does not like us, which is pretty good, because we need to do something about them here. It's a shame we can't make a power play or something. Well, open market we could do. Yeah, well, we'll have a look at that, but what we need to look is at their diplomacy here. Oh, they are in a customs union with Russia. And that's no good. And they've obviously got Schleswig-Holstein as a personal union. I wonder how old people get in this game, because he's getting really old. And in our timeline, when King Frederick died, the Prussians went into Holstein and Schleswig, as they were in a personal union under this king. But they were in the Prussian customs union, and they went in to secure it, and it was earlier than this. I think it was the late 40s. It then ended up being a 3-year war over Schleswig-Holstein, which Prussia lost, and they then went in again later on and conquered these states. But yeah, this is a bit of a problem, because that means we're probably going to have to fight Russia as well, because they've got really good relations. We might be able to get Sweden in on our side though. Maybe we need to befriend Austria a little bit more. Yeah, no, that's not going to happen. We have really good relations with Sweden though. And they're red because we can't actually do anything more with them. I don't need Norway. We're probably going to end up at war with France and Austria in the future. So, and Italy doesn't seem to be forming here, so maybe we want to be friends with the Ottomans instead. It might be a good idea with the Russians, but we'll get on with getting some better relations with the Ottomans. That might be helpful in the future. And we would probably want to have an alliance, actually. And they would not accept it. Sweden would. And Russia would not. The Ottomans, of course, they wouldn't. Baden would. Baden doesn't have very much to bring to the table, though, but Sweden does. Sweden has, if we check their information here. No, that's not what I was looking for. No, because we're in Svealand, we want to be in Sweden on the information tab, of course. They've got, and they've actually downsized a little bit, but they've got 25 battalions. And they do have a fleet. What do the Russians have? They've got 250 battalions and a bigger fleet. And the Danes don't have a big military, don't have a big fleet. Danes alone is not a problem, but we're going to have to hold off the Russians as well, which means we're going to need to build up our military, at least in the Poland HQ. Probably by quite a lot. Probably want to double this up. I'm going to have 2 commanders here too, I think. And where do we have our... Go into the military lands and barracks. Okay, so we got them spread out a little bit. We probably want to get up to 25 in all of these. But let's start by increasing us up to 15 here. Okay, so here we go again. We've got the confederation with Lübeck going. That's up here. As our part of our efforts to unify the people of Germany, Lübeck has agreed to join our growing confederation. So we are one step closer to unification. This sets the infantry train going again. And we now... What did we get here? Oh, we actually got 2 levels of naval bases here. And a few barracks as well. We'll look into these barracks once we finish conquering. We've got a few industries as well, that's nice. These were of course already part of our market, but now we can actually control them as well. We're already using sewing machines. There we go. Let's get rid of that pop-up. We have the tooling workshops. They are using... Let them use these then. What's the price of coal? The price of coal is okay. There's no point retooling them then. Another food industries. Now this is just one level of them. And they are using baking powder. And how is the price of sugar now? It's coming down. We added those 3 more, which I don't think have been built yet, to balance this out. Glass, yeah. We need to do something about that glass price as well. And we have grain in the... And we're using patent stills. Let's activate canneries here as well to get some extra food. And they are unable to fully hire. I don't think we can automate them anything, no. But maybe we can... Maybe we want to keep them on water tube boilers. Maybe we can do something here. No. They should be getting enough immigration here though. Bone china and crystal glass, I guess this is fine. Maybe actually we want to prioritize glass here. How are we doing for... Yeah, I think we prioritize glass production here. And these naval bases, are they fully occupied? Yeah, it looks like it. And they need... Or maybe we actually remove this. We don't have the man-o-wars for it anyway, unless... No, we didn't have a shipyard here. So we're probably better off removing these. Getting these sailors into the economy instead. Let's get rid of those. Probably want to get to the building another government administration. Don't think we had one here, no. Is there anywhere we actually need them? I don't think so. And that's no good. We probably want to check what we can do here. It is March of 56, so maybe we can bring them into... When is our... No, we couldn't see when it goes out. So we want to... Did we already get them into our customs union? Why can't I see the customs union here? Okay, let's go into the diplomatic lands then. Yeah. Oh, the subject of another country. Who have you become subjected by? Probably the French, yeah. Okay, so we're gonna have to go to war with the French instead then. Diplomacy, you have a truce with France. You're a protectorate of France. And you owe an obligation. You have an alliance with Brunswick. Well, we'll be integrating Brunswick soon enough. On this defensive pact, probably want to break this one off. Because I don't see us taking it in a peaceful way anymore. How are we doing for these? Can we do anything about them? Because I don't think we are actually transfer subject, conquer state. We can do this now. We need to do some more work. Maybe that alliance with Sweden isn't a bad thing. That would bring one enemy out of this equation. Sweden isn't likely to go to war. And they would not accept this anymore. Because reasons. Let's see what we can do here. They're a 9 away. And how can we get that up? Well, we could force them in. We have 48. Yeah, we've got decent... Oh, because our infamy went up. Probably. Or we could be pushing some money into them. That would mean raising the taxes. Yeah, let's try to get an obligation from them. Let's raise our taxes again. And don't think we can do very much against the Russians. Okay, so we got... Looks like we've got a war both against the French. We might be able to take both Hanover and Alsace-Lorraine at the same time. Oh, well, just wait for this round of integrations to pop first. Okay, so we need another railway in the Rhinelands. I'm not too surprised. That should be... that's going to be over here in the trade. So let's... we want to have Alt in to get it at the top. 22 weeks, yeah, it's so long time to construct them. And maybe we probably want to start really building up our military now, because we can see that our unification isn't gonna go peaceful. Which means we probably want to... The way it works is that you got these... Okay, so we got Oldenburg wants to join us. One step closer to unification. Welcome in, and let's check out what we've got in Oldenburg. It should be here, the North German Hanover. We've got some logging camps, some government administration. Well, that's good. We didn't have to build them. We got them. Let's just check that they are using decent production methods. Maybe we should be popping them over to secular administration. It does look like it'll cost us some money though. No, because we don't have the qualifications for it. Well then, it doesn't really matter. A rye farm, yeah. Same thing here. We probably want to get rid of this naval base. It'll free up a little bit of people. Let's get this to an anchorage as well. Did we have one here in Elb? Can probably use an anchorage there too. I'm guessing they've got a port in Lübeck. Would be weird if they didn't. We'll get that one over to an anchorage as well. That'll decrease their employment, so they can employ into the industries instead. Yeah, we're gonna need the Ottomans against the Austrians. Maybe Austria would actually be... Austria would probably make a decent ally to us as well. But they've got a... Do they have a rivalry going against us? No, we don't want to be on the Austrian market, we want to be on the diplomacy tab. So they have a... Yeah, they've got a rivalry with us. And they have a defensive pact with Sweden. So getting that Swedish alliance would probably be good here as well. They can keep them to break it. Yeah, let's get this unpaused again. Okay, so the Siamese market has been opened up. That's going to be done very soon. No, I don't think we can do anything with this obligation anymore. But we do want to end our defensive pact with them, I think. It's just costing us extra. And they're not gonna be going to war against anyone anytime soon. I probably want to... maybe even want to start damaging our relations here. Hanover is probably the best one to actually go. We're going to eat Brunswick before. And probably Bremen as well. So those aren't going to matter. So it's going to be the French. And we can use Hanover to get into the French without involving too many others. So that might actually play into our books. Let's see if what we've got going here on the nation formation screen. Against Austria. Austria gets everyone there. Russia, we want to do something about Russia. Would be good to have a decent relation with them, I think. And let's start improving relations. That might sway them to not join against us. Oh yeah, I was talking about the military. So we got our 3 military commands here. We got the North German, we got the Rhine, and we got Poland. And it's probably going to be a South German one down here as well. And these troop counts, they garrison this area. So, for example, the Polish HQ, we don't need to mobilize anyone on this front as long as we've got battalions in the garrison here. They can defend the entire front line from, for example, the Russians. And the same thing with the Rhine here for against the French. So we want to spread our military buildings out along the front lines so that they can help with the defending, and then we'll use our troops from the North German zone or Berlin here to make our push, or for offensive moves. We should be fairly well off there. We have our arms industries down here in the North Rhine. We might need to check in on them. We are running a deficit of both. We do have production methods to increase there. So we probably want to, we've also got this boost going, and hopefully we can get them up to, I think we are bolstering them, yeah. We're trying to get them up above 20% clout. Okay, so Sweden wants a trade agreement with us. And what kind of trade is going between our nations at the moment? Because this one might actually be a decent one as well, just to help increase our relations to sway them over to our side. It removes the tariffs on and bureaucracy cost, I think, too. Or maybe only the bureaucracy cost. I think we will take this trade agreement. We'll have Sweden as a friend. And that should help us with... Yeah, the trade agreement will also increase our relations up to 80, which is good. And they will actually take an alliance with us. That means we can stop bankrolling them. We will take this alliance instead, I think. And they will just take it as it is. That means they should help us in any wars, and we are going to be ending up in a few of those. So, an accidental discovery in Brandenburg. While the government prepares to pass secret police, our agents have captured a Dutch spy, damaging already feeble trust in them. Okay, so we can... our people need to know. Why would they need to know? This isn't a democracy. Okay, so we get minus enactment time and enactment success chance, which is good. Our relations with the Netherlands doesn't really matter. They are actually already bottomed out. And this is very useful information that should remain private. Now this was nice. It deteriorates even more with the Netherlands. But the armed forces gain approval for... it's only for 5 years though. But that approval will... No, we don't really need their approval. We are above 10. We need clout to get this one up above 20, so we can get the double boost. Otherwise it's the exact same thing. I think we will keep this private then. We will let the armed forces gain a little bit more popularity. They might actually help them grow as well. I don't know if it actually affects it, but as we increase our military, we should increase the amount of servicemen that vote for them, or that do like them. Probably want to boost up... Yeah, we were talking about boosting up the arms industries here. I probably want to switch our production methods. Let's check how many we have, because I think we've got more than one arms industry. And we want to switch... Probably we want to have one building both, and one building only artillery, and one building only, well, rifles. Okay. So if we put the I'll put North Rhine here. It's the biggest one on producing only rifles. And I think prioritize small arms. We will put, doesn't really matter I guess, but let's put Silesia on. Nope. Where are you? Where'd you go? Okay, let's pause there because they're just jumping all around. Here we go, arms industries. Let's put Silesia on cannons, and muskets is fine. And we will have Brandenburg doing both. I think this is a fair distribution. Because we're gonna need, well, when we increase both of them, if we look here. This, yeah, because they're retooling, we're gonna need to expand these two, of course. Now small arms are growing dirt cheap, which is good. Artillery we need to make more of, and we need more hardwood. 200. We got the, I think we have some possibilities over here in East Prussia. How is the price of wood? The price of wood is a bit expensive. But if we use sawmills here instead, that'll increase the wood production. Now we're at a positive 387. And then we'll switch over to hardwood production. That'll bring us more in balance once they've made the adjustments, of course, and we should be bringing this down as well. Do we want to use the steam donkeys here though? That'll use a lot less laborers, which means that the laborers go back to subsistence farming or into the barracks. What are we paying for the laborers here? That's about a third of our laborers that would go away or be fired off. It's not that big of a deal. I think these are productive enough as they are. Okay, so Bremen now wants to join us. This is very good. One step closer to unification. And what did we get here that we might want to keep track of? Okay, so we got some barracks. This is a little bit harder to see what we got because it now got integrated with ours. We have 7 naval bases here. And we have 6 here. I think we had 5 here because we had 12. Well, one more doesn't make that big of a difference. I think that's fine. Now we want to build, we're building barracks at the moment. I think, yeah, we can definitely increase the production of them now. But where do we have them? We want to have more down here. Let's add 15 here, I think. I only got 5 of them. That's 15. Let's get Westphalia up to 25 as well. They've got 75 going in, well, over here. We've got the ones over here mostly built. I probably want to even these numbers out a bit. Anhalt, let's go up to 30. Saxony can go up to 30. And same thing with Hesse. Just make it a little bit easier to calculate. And we're still integrating territories up here, so we'll leave those for now. Those will be integrated into the Rhineland later on. Don't think these take any infrastructure. No. I'm gonna need more ammunition in a bit as well. Okay, so what do we have going here? We need more railways. Let's alt-click this one. So it goes to the top of the queue. And this one really should be enacted. We're really not having good luck with these roads this game. Okay, so artillery is expensive. That's probably because of the production method switches we made. And I think Saxony was the artillery producing. It should be up here. arms industries? No. No, Silesia. We had arms industries in. Okay, so the price of artillery is coming back down again as they have been employed up here and switched over there. And we are now making how many artillery per level? We are making 25 per level. So if we increase this one up to, I don't know, 8. Okay, so we unlocked repeaters now, which is really nice. And that's for the arms industries. And so that is one of the key techs here. Now we want to get the breech loading artillery for shrapnel artillery and breech loaders. How long do we have left on dynamite? Dynamite would be really useful as well. That's 13 months. 27 here. I am tempted to switch over to breech loading artillery and then come back to dynamite. That sounds like a good plan. And now we want to go in and we're going to check on our buildings here again. In Silesia we want to stick to muskets, and the North Rhine here we do want to go up to repeating rifles. We don't really need to just yet though. It'll impact their profit margin a little bit too much as it is right now, but as the barracks get completed we will make this switch as well in both Brandenburg and the North Rhine, I think. Why do these have different production methods? Interesting. And our shipyards are producing different things, of course. Looks like we have someone using... No, it just says we've got the access to better production methods there, of course. How are our motor industries doing? We're at plus 15, that's okay. And let's unpause here again. Let's see if we can start integrating anything more. Brunswick would be nice to get, and Mecklenburg. So we have the north side here covered up. These are doing fine. How are our relations with Sweden? They are increasing. And they should make a good friend in the future. Okay, so we got vacuum canning. Vacuum canning will allow us to switch over to canneries here. We'll use less grain, but we use oil as well. Oh yeah. We don't have any oil, do we? There is absolutely no oil in our market. And it's only produced in a whaling station and oil rigs. There's some oil around in this area, but I don't think it's been discovered yet. Don't think we've got the technology to discover it yet either. Okay, so we can take advantage of this, I think. Yeah, it's a good substitution of minus 44,000. That's not worth it. That's a shame, but that's the way it is. Maybe we could switch the one over here in Lübeck. What would happen if we switched this one? That's still... Yeah, because we don't have any kind of oil, but I'm thinking maybe we start getting some oil from somewhere. No, I think that's fine as it is. How about the price of fish? It's still way too expensive. We built up here, maybe we can build some more fishing wharves here then. How much? We are lacking 400 fish. And these ones produce 50 apiece, right? Wait for it to lock. 50 apiece, yes. So that's 500 if we max it out. This is fine. Language in classrooms. I think we got this one before. Ashkenazi students sometimes use their native language in their schools. We don't like radicals from discrimination. I think that's a big cause of our discrimination, our radicals. No, it's only 10,000. Our big ones are from standard of living decreases and below standard of living. So we need to fix our standard of living, which it looks like we are doing as well. The radicals are coming down. Don't really care for the evangelical church. The petit bourgeois are happy with us though, which doesn't make that big of a difference for us, more than for the bureaucracy. But this extra assimilation speed will help bring the discrimination down, of course. And I think the Ashkenazi are a very, very small part of our population. Can we see them? Yeah, we've got more equatorial Bantu. If we go there somewhere. They're in one of these tiny slivers down here. So yeah, okay. I think we go with this. Okay, so we're building barracks a little bit everywhere now, which is nice to see. Now we want to build these, of course, because it takes a bit of time to actually train up your troops before you've actually got them available. And this, of course, also depends on the military wages, which are a bit lower. Why are we making so much money? Maybe we should be increasing the wages a bit too. Let's pop it up one step. That'll increase the training rate quite a bit. And then you want to be at least on medium ones when you go to war. Up here you don't get any more training rate, but this minus in training rate really hurts your war effort. Okay, so we got a confederation going with Mecklenburg. That's one of the ones we really wanted to get in. So that's perfect. One step closer to unification. And what did we get here in Mecklenburg? We did get another naval base. Same thing here. We might want to actually ditch this one. Depending on how the price for man of wars is. Price for man of wars is still okay. And I want to see how many cells. We got 25. Why do we have 12? I thought these were supposed to use 2. Yeah, they're supposed to use 2. Maybe not until they're actually fully staffed and trained up, of course. Okay, well then. We'll just leave it be as it is right now then. Now with the higher military wages we might get more people interested in joining up with the Navy, of course. But I think that's going to be all for this episode. So thank you all for watching. Take care and see you next time.